I want to bite your neck.
Is that the first pair of vampire teeth you've ever had?
Well, man. Yeah, I saw you, dude.
Golly, you're so bossy.
Oh, excuse me.
Is it hard to take me seriously when my face looks like this?
No.
It's not hard to take you seriously?
You're so bossy.
Alright, I gotta make sure, because I can't see anything, of course. What's up, plant nerds? Happy Halloween. You guys may not think that, like, you know, we would put on some Halloween costumes, and we didn't really. This is pretty much as close as it's gonna get. Are you done? Music.
I'm your mystery. I'll turn the lights off. I'm your mystery co-host.
Is this your drool rag that you've got on the table here? Wow. All right.
You don't know who I am.
You're not wearing the teeth.
But I must still talk in an alternate voice so no one knows who's here.
You know what? I don't think as a kid he was allowed to have vampire teeth as much as he wanted to, and now we're paying for it today. So for today's Halloween video, I thought we would cover a couple of things. I thought we'd go through like some of our favorite movies around Halloween time. We would open some plant-related mail, and I would wanted to show with you guys what the most horrifying, terrifying, frightening, disheartening thing that's happening in my plant area right now. Okay, so this is a package. Babe, what are you doing?
I'm being all spooky.
You're being weird is what you're doing.
I'm like a skeleton that's about to get you because it's Halloween.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Y'all think, oh, Casey's so cool. We love Casey so much.
How about this?
This is what he thinks his idea of a Halloween video is.
Even better.
Jesus. Babe, can I say where this is from? Why don't you tell them where it's from, Drag?
But of course you can.
Why don't you tell them where it's from?
I cannot speak properly without drooling.
Oh, I thought I'd trick you into drooling everywhere. This package is from NFC Tropicals. I've been waiting on it for a really, really long time. There was a size stock issue, but it has been resolved. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that this is the way, if it were socially acceptable, I would wear this on my face every single day.
That is the truth.
And I would.
She really would. It's not an exaggeration. The jewels and everything.
Yeah, I would totally do that. But people would literally think I was insane.
She'd
but
probably wear the
fun.
unicorn.
I think next year I'm gonna go for full rhinestone face, or just big giant blazing patches of rhinestones next time. Maybe do rhinestones on my hands.
Yeah.
And just see how many rhinestones I can fit onto my body.
Looks like that.
Maybe we can make a video about it.
Okay. Does that mean you're horny?
I'm a unicorn, and that is rude.
No, you can't put that in there anyway.
Okay, so here is the long awaited. So here it is. My beautiful new community reppin' all day long, every day NFC Tropicals t-shirt.
Directly from Enid, if I understand correctly.
So it is Halloween, so I'm gonna try to do a magic trick for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so one.
Will it work if I snap my fingers? Watch this.
No, it doesn't work.
My right hand. Let me use my right hand.
It doesn't work when you do it.
I'll get this. She's got it rigged to where it only works when she snaps her fingers. Mm-hmm.
Right above and right in the middle of the terrarium.
Show off.
Right?
Yeah. Are you gonna take it back up?
Take what?
Oh.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mommy also got
It's very
some
big. I didn't didn't expect, I mean, it's an extra large, but I didn't expect it to be this roomy. I hope it washes good because I'm gonna wash the hell out of it. Anyways, so it's Halloween season. I got my new NFC Tropicals shirt. I got our really terrifying plant issue underneath this dome here. And I just wanted to ask you a couple questions before we got started. Impromptu questionings.
Oh,
so,
great.
what was your favorite Halloween movie when you were growing up? Did you even have a favorite Halloween movie? You didn't, right? So you weren't really Halloween.
We didn't really celebrate Halloween.
Right.
In the traditional way. We didn't like do a bunch of scary stuff. I was older before we ever did even like trunk or treats at a church and stuff like that.
Older as in?
Let's just say I was a little bit older.
Like 16? Or like 15?
Like something like that.
So I'm the complete and total opposite. I've watched scary movies from the time I was able to, I'm pretty sure, open my eyes and view pictures and sounds. So I've seen it all. Jason.
I've seen them, but I saw them at a little older age, and they still scared me. So
which one was your favorite one out of that one?
the one that scared me was the Freddy Krueger, the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
The first night.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. That whole thing.
Back in the day, before me and Casey started dating, like I loved horror movies. Like that was one of the only genres I actually watched.
She liked the disturbing,
sci-fi,
scary,
like
freak you out.
The Rob Zombie movies. You know what I mean? Like House of a Thousand Corpses and things like that.
Yeah, I never saw any of the gory zombie stuff or any of that.
Which, you know, hey, it's just a desensitization.
Sensitization.
I just got used to it, okay? And then it didn't bother me like that. I just found it, you know, like, I don't know, like visually interesting, I guess.
However.
And then when we got married, it was like we didn't watch scary movies ever because he was a big crybaby and he didn't want to watch scary movies with me. I was always be like, watch this with me, and then he wouldn't, over and over again. So eventually it was like we didn't ever watch them anymore. And then now I'm the big baby because I can't watch them anymore.
I started getting into the zombie stuff like The Walking Dead. So I really got into that and was liking it.
But way late, not in
I was getting caught up. I was like
timeline.
6 seasons behind. So as we were going through it, we realized that I liked that and that she was not
oh my
near
God,
as
it's horrifying.
able to.
Look, when it's 11 p.m. and you're trying to sleep and you can hear people getting murdered in the background, that's not pleasant.
They weren't getting murdered. They just got bit.
Babe.
And then they would
remember
turn into a zombie.
how many times I would ask you, please turn that down. I don't want to hear people dying as I'm falling asleep. You know how many nights I went to bed with the soundtrack of people being murdered in the back? I just, you know, I don't like it anymore. I'm not down with it. I'm glad the Walking Dead thing is over. And I'm glad
it's not over, but we're not
And
watching.
it's so weird. Like, he was never allowed to watch anything. He doesn't like scary movies. And it's like we've completely switched.
Well, I'm still not really big into the scary stuff, but I do like the zombie stuff, like The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. I kind of got into that.
I like the Resident Evil
I like those too.
But I don't like, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just been beat to death at this point. Am I right? You know what I mean? It's like zombie.
Plus, as she's gotten a little older, she's a big tit bag now.
I am a big tit bag.
She's a big softie.
I know, it's pretty bad. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to know. I wanted to ask you what your favorite, if you even had one. All the Stephen King movies. Those are really, really good.
Never saw them.
We're thinking about maybe like starting way back in time and doing like movies from...
Yeah, getting Casey caught up on all the movies he's missed.
Right.
And getting like a review 30 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 years later, and it'll take us 30 years to go through all the movies you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like, we literally don't have that much time.
Yeah.
So this, you guys, is, it's horrifying, and it's the latest tragedy here at Heart Shaped Leaves, and I had to call Casey this morning and let him know that some things had happened, some things had went down, and
it is
really
disturbing
bad.
And stressful.
So, I'll show you guys.
Voila! I can't really tell.
So I'm gonna do close-ups of it because I don't want you to. No, I don't think I should take it out.
Let me hold it then. I'll turn it around. This is
yeah.
Mr. Darth Vader.
So that's the scariest thing happening in my. Oh my God, that's the scariest thing happening right now, babe. Please don't drop it. Anyways, that's the scariest thing happening in the plant area right now. I guess sit it down. You're driving me nuts.
I wanted everybody to be able to see it.
But I just know that you're...
And strain my shoulder.
Yeah, really. And I knew that your wrist was kind of bothering you, and I'm like, oh God, that'll be what finishes it off right on camera. I don't know exactly what happened. My guess is that I had it ventilated. I had the corner of the terrarium kind of lifted because I had a tip from a friend that when I had all that condensation and things like that on the leaves, to just maybe give it a little bit more air. And I think the crack that I made was probably too big, the thing that I used to wedge it open. Not to mention that, but we have the fans running in our bedroom at night where we keep this plant on a shelf. And I think there was just a combination of too dry of air, and it might have gotten too cold. I'm not 100% sure. So it's horrifying. This plant was way too expensive. If you actually want to do the math on like how much money that part of the branch was right there, I would say that's a good third. Because it was a whole branch with 2 leaves, and this leaf is jacked and that leaf is jacked.
But the big leaf looks good, even though it's curling on the tip. It may be about to die. And then there's a small leaf that's opening up that looks good, and there's another small leaf under it. So I think it's got 3 leaves that are going to survive, unless it's just slowly progressing into death. But you watered it she used like a water
Now that's another thing. That's another thing. So I use the distilled water that I buy in a gallon at the store. I don't mess around with
it. It wasn't the weed killer stuff, the bottle that I had in there.
Shut up. Anyways, I pour it into like one of these, like, you know, those deals where you can squirt ketchup or mustard or whatever. And that's so I don't get water on the foliage when I'm watering. I just be very precise in how I water it. That's another thing I think I did wrong. I don't think I gave it enough water.
I don't think it would suddenly die because you didn't give it enough. It still got water.
It did, but I don't, you know, I mean, I didn't fully saturate it. I don't know what it was. So I was being very light-handed with it, and I think that may have also contributed. The light-handed water plus too much airflow. If you put those 2 things together, and then I don't know if temperature affected it or not.
Yeah, it got cold last night, and it got a little cool in the room. It might have gotten a little bit too cold, maybe.
So if you guys were ever wondering if I'm the type of plant tuber that shares my failures with you, here you go. Yeah. This is the most expensive plant in my collection, and I might have messed it up a little bit. So
it's still alive and kicking, so we'll have to give you some further updates as it recovers or continues down this path of death and destruction and peril and tears.
Yeah, so it's super spooky, right? Is that not the most uncomfortable thing ever?
It's pretty uncomfortable.
You're gonna make that voice the whole time.
I'm in character. Of course I am.
Okay, let me talk. Shh.
Perhaps this is an evil vampire?
Eat.
Ow! That's my teeth!
You scared me, ass.
They're tender.
Anyways, we gotta go. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming and visiting us on Halloween. We're gonna go grab something to eat while my face is bejazzled. So, babe, it's so funny. I don't know what to do with it. Are you done?
You told me to put them back in.
Can I close it?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Thank you for coming. That's so predictable. I don't even care anymore. Thank you for checking out the scariest, nastiest thing happening in my plant room right now. Hope you guys like my new shirt from NFC Tropicals. I feel pretty awesome because I feel like I can rep the community now, you know? So, anywho, we will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. Later, taters. Bye.
Jesus.
Is it hard to kiss?
Oh, that's a really weird feeling.